What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cherry back again with another video. And today, we're going to be talking about the most underrated, most underappreciated guard of the 2010s. And that's Kemba Walker. Now, Kemba Walker, I believe he'll get the credit he deserved because he played with the Charlotte Hornets for most of his career. And they was just bottom feeders from the time he went there to the time he left. So it's an unfortunate circumstance, but he still got better and better each year. And we're going to talk about the development and growth of Kemba Walker throughout his career. Now, Kemba Walker, he came in from UConn, right? He's already known as a good self-carrier, right? That's known from self-carry from the mid-range mostly. And he was getting to the lanes pretty well for his size. But the problem with him was his inconsistent trade. And as soon as he got into the league, it was the same story. You check out his early days in Charlotte, it was just in the low 30s, and that wasn't good, especially for a guard his size. And the Charlotte Hornets pinpointed that, and they decided to get some reinforcements. So this shooting coach they decided to pick up, his name was Bruce Kreutzer. Now, the reason why they decided to pick him up was the reason I explained earlier. Kemba Walker being like a 6'1", 5'11" guard, shooting 30% from three year in, year out, was not gonna cut it no more. So in the 2014-15 season, Bruce and Kemba Walker decided to get to work and figure out the ways they can master his shot. So what Bruce saw on film was Kemba Walker elbow flared out way too much on the jump shot, which is very common for like shooters who don't like work on that aspect of their game. They just don't notice it because of how elite they are. But yeah, Bruce notified Kemba Walker, so they got to work. They decided to align his freaking elbow. They decided to tuck it in and move his set point over to his right hand side. And that did wonders for Kemba Walker because ever since then, he was shooting in the high 30s. And I think he had a 40% 3-point season, which was a very, very good sign that work had paid off. And it was time to worry about Kemba Walker all-around game. Now, Kemba Walker, I believe he played with multiple coaches. But the coach I'm actually going to be talking about is Steve Clifford and James Borrego. Now, with Steve Clifford, he ran a motion-based offense, but the ball was primarily in Kemba Walker's hands, and we didn't get to see the off-ball game with Kemba Walker since he was just developing as a three-point shooter, so we didn't get to see that aspect of his game with Steve Clifford. But once James Borrego got on the staff, that's when we saw the more off-ball Kemba. And then, man, as he started to adapt in that system, that's when we see that 2018-19 season, him making 13 All-NBA. That's why he averaged 25 points per game that season. And nobody could check him, like nobody. Since he already got the slithery handle and he could get into the lane with one of the best of them. And him and IT got this down pat where they can seek out contact. They are seeking out contact. And once they get the contact they want, they can finish around the rim with the best of them. Now, of course, their finish is going to be limited by their height. You know, they can't do any layup they want to. But it's still effective tactic for them, and that's why it opened up so much of their game. And since Kemba Walker added the three-point shot, it was like nothing the defense could do at that point. Nothing. Like, you tried to hard hedge him, he already fast enough. He could turn the corner and just jolt right past the hedging man. And if you try to play drop, he's eating up the space, shooting the mid-range, or he's doing hesitation and getting to the rim. So you can't drop on him. If you try to trap him, he can split the trap. Now, you probably have more luck with the trap, but he can split the trap because he's so slithery and small, and that's a mid-range, or he's to the cup. Like defensive coverages around this time for Kemba Walker, it was getting too easy for him. And then with the Hornets exploring more of his off-ball game, with ball handlers such as Nicholas Batum, who was a nice addition for him, but he was overpaid, so that just messed up everything. They had Jeremy Lamb that was there. He was a nice ball handler, but he didn't live up to expectations. But he was still solid in the role that was given to him. They had big men like Cody Zeller, Bismack Biyombo. They had a solid. Well, I wouldn't say solid. It was pretty bad. I can't front it. It was pretty bad. Kemba Walker feel like, well, from the outside looking in, it just feel like he was carrying a big load, and it just didn't pay off to nothing, unfortunately, because injuries, lack of talent. That's not bad. That's not a good combo for playoff success at all. And if anything, you just looking at the lottery once again. So yeah. And during this time, after the 2014-15 season, he made 4 straight All-Star appearances, his last one coming in Boston. And let's talk about Boston a little bit, because after Charlotte lowballed him, Michael Jordan, he decided to go to Boston to find a win situation, which he haven't been in since he started his career. So he went to Boston. He had a good year, averaging 21 points per game compared to the 25 points, because he was playing behind Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So, of course, his shot attempts and points per game was going to go down. So after that, and we'll get to the All-Star break. Now, around the All-Star break, it gets tricky because he was already dealing with knee soreness and knee problems. And the coach for the All-Star game, I forgot, was it Frank? No, it wasn't Frank Vogel. Who was the East coach? Well, who was like Team Giannis coach? Was it Bud? I think it was Coach Bud. That was the coach of Team Giannis. And Doug, he ran Kemba Walker into the ground. I did not understand that decision at all. Maybe that was a smart tactic for the long run, but Jesus Christ. I know the Celtics coaches was livid, dog. Livid. Because there's no reason why he shouldn't even been playing to begin with. Because the knee, like, if you have like some type of injury that's going to hinder you, like, come playoff time, shouldn't be playing at all. And the fact that he played, did he play like most of the game? I check the stat line, because that was egregious how many minutes he played. Then he played like heavy, intense minutes down the stretch, because this was the first year after they introduced the money prizes for charity. And they went all out. That was the first year they did. They went all out. And Kemba Walker was playing out. And yeah, the knee got worse after that. And he missed a lot of games. And then come playoff time, which is in the bubble since, the virus happened, he just wasn't himself at all. Like, he could give you a stretch of games, but he just wasn't himself at all. And yeah, the rest of his time there, it was just injury real, and it just had no, substantial value to his career. It was just injury prone, and it's unfortunate that his knee gave out in a good situation where he could have been the second, third option on a playoff contender team who made the Eastern Conference Finals that year. That's the crazy part. And then the next year, Jaylen Brown got hurt. He got hurt. So yeah, that caused a lot, disruption to the team. And then they got first rounded by the Nets. So yeah, then after that, they traded him to the Thunder. And then after that, the Thunder bought him out. He played for the Knicks. But the Knicks then, like, Tom Thibodeau, he don't play. If you cannot play defense or hold your own, he's going to take you out the lineup. And that's what Tom Thibodeau did. Even though Kemba Walker was playing at lineups with Julius Randle, who also doesn't play defense. So he just makes two bad defenders on the court at one time. And yeah, he asked Ken Walker out the rotation for a long time until he came back and dropped a 40 bomb like out of nowhere. So yeah, after that 40-point game against the Wizards, 44 to be exact, he went ahead and dropped the triple double against the Hawks on Christmas Day. And basically, that's all the memorable moments from the Knicks tenure. And he has a short tenure with the Mavericks, which didn't go nowhere. He had a big game with the Mavericks too, but the Mavericks didn't want to keep him. So yeah, he was just a free agent for the rest of this season, the 22-23 season, until he signed with an overseas team in Monaco. And I believe he going to ball out there, and he hopefully can make his last dance return to the NBA because Kemba Walker deserves his flowers. It's unfortunate that he was in a bad situation for most of his career, and then when he did get to a situation that was good enough to compete for championships, he gets hurt. So yeah, I just wanted to bring more attention to Kemba Walker because after that 3-point shooting jump, that's when his career took off. That's when he made 4 All-Star teams in a row. That's when he made 3rd team All-NBA. That's when he scored a career-high 60 points in his last season in Charlotte. All these big moments happen, and then it just came crashing down just like that. And it's unfortunate. So, yeah, shout out to Kemba Walker. Hopefully he balls out Monaco. Hopefully he gets his last dance return in the NBA and finish his career how he want to finish his career. So yeah, that's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, and this is your boy Terrell, and I'm out.